Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and today I'm going to make a review of Endeavor Deep Sea. And this is a game for 1 to 4/5 players if you have the deluxe edition of the game, and it takes about 30 minutes per player to play, and it's for the ages 14 plus. And first I will come with an overview of the game, a little bit about how the game works, and then I will come with my impression of the game. And this game can be played in a co-op mode, or you can play it competitively, or you can play the solo mode. And I have made a solo playthrough of the game, so if you want to dive deeper into the game, I will make sure to make a link in the description for my solo playthrough of the game. In this game, we are going out diving, we are going to discover new areas, we're going to send out our submarines, we're going to write journals, and we are going to do some sonar actions to discover the new areas, and we're going to do some conserve too. This game comes with 10 different missions, and you need to choose a mission to play, and this is going to tell you how to set up the game, which goals you're going to also be able to score points for, and then you can score points for putting up impact discs on this area, and you can score some benefits. And this is how you're going to set up the area for this game. On the other side, you can see you have a mission 2, and this looks a bit different, and you're going to have some other goals. But you are first going to choose a mission, then you're going to take some starter cards here, you're going to shuffle, and you're going to place 4 cards out here, and then you're going to have a deck of more journal cards you're going to shuffle and place nearby. So there are always going to be 4 in the display. And then each player, they have a board. They have their own board, and at the start of the game, you're going to start at the first space here on all of these tracks. But these tracks, they tell you what you can gain in each round. And in each round, you're first going to start with activating this one up here, where you're going to gain a new worker, a new team member for your team. And who you can choose is determined by the level you have here. And then you're going to gain some new discs, and then you can return discs from your workers depending on the level you are up. And then on this space here, you can gain a new submarine. When you get up to this space, you are going to start with 1, but you can get up to 3 submarines. And this tells you how far you can move your submarine and how deep you can dive. Here you can dive to level 1, level 2, up to level 5. And this is also how many spaces you can move your submarine. When you dive, you're going to get some of these where you can gain resources, or maybe you can gain an ability. You have to choose one of them. You can store up to 1 here. So if you get 1 more, then you need to use one of them for either doing the action or for getting the resources. So this board is pretty simple. It tells you what you can do and what your stats are. And then let's go through this. I have played it up to round 4, and then we are going to start round 5. So I will just go you through a round so you can see how the game works. So first you need to select a new member for your team, and when we are at number 2, we can select from the number 2 and down. So we can select any of these 6 new crew members, and I'm going to choose this one. I already know which one I want. And this crew has 2 sides to it. You have your junior side, and then you have your junior specialist side. You can flip them to this side if you write a journal where you get this symbol, or maybe you're going to dive and find the symbol on one of these, and then you would be able to upgrade them to being a specialist. And this one has an ability. On this side, this one doesn't have it, but they are going to give us the reward we have here when we get them. So we are going to go up 2 spaces on our blue track here. And this means now that we can dive down to level 3, and we can move a submarine up to 3 spaces. And this we're going to add. All of our others, they have been upgraded from one side to the other side. And if there are symbols here, when you upgrade them, you're also going to go up the track for those symbols. And this all players, they're going to do, starting with the start player. we got a new crew member, then we can get discs back. We are at number 3 here, so we can get 3 discs. Then we can get up to 4 discs back. We only have 3, so we can grab these 3. So now we have 6 discs we can use. And now we're ready to play around. And in this game, there are 5 different things, actions you can take. You have a team leader that have all of the actions, and you can choose one of them if you activate it. You can either travel, where you can move your submarine. You can do a sonar action on these spaces on the board, and then you're going to get a new tile to place. Then you can dive, where you have these dive tokens, and then you can conserve, where you have this turtle, and then you can write a journal where you have these spaces, and they have to match with a color out here. So that is the 5 different things you can do in the game. And the way it works is that you can activate, and if now I wanted to, maybe I wanted to do one more, I want to discover one more tile, I want to do the sonar action. I have this one I can activate, where I can do both the sonar action and I can dive. So I can do 2 things on this one. So you need to place a disc on it to activate it. Then I can dive and do the sonar action. And I have to have a submarine at the space where I'm at to be able to do the diving and the sonar action. I could do the sonar action here and the dive action here, and I can do it in any order I want to. But here I want to make the dive action first. With this one, I would actually be able to make a sonar action, and here I can gain 3 resources. I already have one where I would be able to dive or get 3 resources. I think I can only store 1, so I have to choose 1, and then the other one I can use. I can either dive and take 1 more, or I can just take the 3 we have here. I will just take the 3 research tokens, which we can use to, for example, buy new cards when we make a journal. When we make a journal, we need to pay with the research, and this one would cost 2. Or if we want to do the conserve on this board, we would be able to conserve, and it would cost 5. And then we are going to do the sonar action, and we can place a disc here or here where we have a submarine. And I might as well place it up here on the number 2. And then we want to make a number 2 level. So we have this stack with the different levels. We have up to 5. Then I'm going to choose 2, the top 2, and then we're going to flip them. And this was all about our conservation. So I need to choose one of these 2 tiles. And when you reveal them, you're going to get this bonus. And with this one, we're going to get a green and a blue, and then we would add 3 dive chips here. And with this one, we would get a red, and we would get a yellow. I need to go up on the red. It is far behind. You're going 1 up on the red and 1 up on the yellow. If you travel to it, you're going to gain this arrival bonus. So that is one action you can do, the sonic, and you can do the dive action. So that was 2 of the actions. And now I want to flip this one to the other side, so we could get the action we have on it. So in order to flip this one, we need to get a card up here where we have this flip symbol. So we have a brown icon here, we have a brown icon there, and I would like to get up on the red track on our reputation. So I'm going to activate this one where we have the journal symbol, and we have the journal, we have the brown journal up here. Then we can grab this one. This costs 2, so we have to pay 2 resources for it. And we are going to get 2 reputation, 1, 2, so we are up in the reputation on the 3rd level, and then we get to flip one of our juniors to be a specialist. And this symbol here means that all other players, they're going to gain 1 reputation. So in that way, when you play the co-op, you can help each other, and if you play it competitively, you're also going to help the other players. But we are going to flip this tile, and this means that we can now travel or write journals with this tile. So then I want to show you the next action we can do the conserve action. So but first we need to travel, because we are not on any of these spaces. So I will place a disc on this one we just made where we can travel. And I'm going to move this one 1, 2, 3 spaces. And the arrival bonus on this one is that we're going to gain a disc. And we need this disc to show you the last action. And then I have showed you all the actions. So we will gain a disc. And then we want to do the conserve action. We have 4, they cost 5 on both of these. It would have been cheaper to go to that one, but then we wouldn't have gotten a disc, which we needed. So I'm going to use this one with the free resources 1, 2, 3. And then we can use a turtle, place it on one of these 2 spaces. So we're going to pay 5. So when we place it on this one, we are going to pay 5 research for it. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to gain 2 of these, 1, 2, and then 1 of the yellow. And if we place one here, then we are going to get the benefit here. And if it had been an opponent, then both of us would get this benefit when a link is closed. And that is the 5 different actions. And at this point, we can't do any more because we have used everything. And then we would go to the next round. And we would then be able to grab a new worker from this space where they are even better. And we might even grab, just to show you one thing more. We will go to the next round and we would grab this one. We would grab this one where we would go up on all of our stats. So we will go up 1 here, and then 1 here, and then we will go up 1 on the yellow. So we will enter this space with this star symbol. This means that we would gain one of these, and this we can place on this board. So, in this case, I would place it on the blue here, because then we get to move our blue to the submarine. And this means that we are now going to get a submarine, and we can dive to level 4 or move our submarines 4 spaces. So we're going to take our last submarine, place it up on this arrival board, and we would gain a disc. And then we would gain 3 discs for the green. We would get to take all these 4 back, and then we would take actions again. But I showed you all the 5 different actions. And that is how you play this game. Oh, by the way, we forgot to flip a new card here when we got a card. So you're going to move your submarines around. You're going to discover new areas, and you can go even deeper. If you go here to a +4, then you could go down to revealing some of these even darker tiles that are going further down, and you will get a little bit more resources when you get these. And you can go even down to the level 5, where you are going to get even better rewards, and there are more stuff. And here you could get a lot of stars, because you want to get some of the impact, so you can go up on this track here. That was just to give you an overview of the rules for the game. And if you play it cooperatively, or you play the solo version, then you're going to get 3 more bonus cards, and one of them is going to be revealed in each round. And on this one, you can see what you need to do to fulfill it, depending on how many players you are. So you would have 7 goals in all. And then you're going to get some setback cards that are going to set you back a bit. They are not always the best, especially not this one where players, they would have to return all of their discs from a level 3 and their submarine and replace that one. And you have the 10 different missions, so there's a lot of different ways to play this game. And it's easy to read what the rules are for the board and how to set it up, and then get going and playing the different missions. So this game, I think, have some fairly easy rules to it. They are kind of like the 5 different actions I showed you that you can take in the game, and then you have your own player board where you're going to go up in the different stats, and it's easy to see what you can do for each of the levels and what you're going to gain. So I think this game is a game that is very easy to teach to people and introduce to them, and get to the table and play. And I like that you have so many different missions for this game. It does make the replayability really great with this game, and it will be different for what you play, for what you're going to go for, and how these maps they are laid out. And also you have a lot of tiles, so it's going to be different in the games which tiles you're going to reveal. So that is a fun thing when you are going to go out and do the sonar action. You're going to get some of these. Sometimes you have like, oh, I would really like this type of resource because I need to go up my stats here. So you hope you're going to get some boards where that can help you go up in the stats you want to go up in. And then you also have all these different workers you can get with the different abilities. So you have to think of in each game which one you want, so you can go up the correct stats and you can get the correct abilities you need to fulfill what you want to do on the board. If you want to go diving, or you want to be better at doing the conservation, or you want to be better at doing the sonar actions. Lots of different little things you have to think of, and in that way it's a bit of a puzzle. And it's also different which cards comes out here. Sometimes you can be at a place where, oh, I really want to make this green one, but you do not have any journals that have the green icon, and then you can't make this one, even though that would be really helpful on this board because it would make you even better in doing the conservation. Because this would mean if you had a token here, each time you did the conservation, you can do it twice. So you can do it 2 times, and that would save you a disk when you could do it 2 times on that board. But sometimes you might be unlucky and you can't get to write the journal you want to. So you might have to do something else and hopefully hope for that the right color is going to come out. And I like the idea in this game where you are actually you have 2 sides to your workers. You have the first side, and then you also have the other side where you're going to gain things. Often this one would give us 2 impact tokens if we flip this one, but then we wouldn't get the ability on it. But different things you have to consider when you play it, and really enjoy playing this game. And I like the simplicity of it. And then again, it gives you a lot of replayability in this game. And you do also have some interactions, because you are going to look for where players they are going on the board. Are they going where you want to go, or are they going to take something up here that is going to give you something, or are you actually going to take this one where you're going to give everyone else a disc? In the co-op mode, yes, but maybe not in the competitive version. And I really like that you can play it both competitively. You can play the co-op mode, which I think is great when you want to introduce the game for new players, because in that way you can help each other more when you play the game co-op. And the solo game works really great too. In the solo game you're going to get 7 rounds instead of 6. In the normal game you're going to get 6 rounds. But in the solo mode, you get 7 rounds, so you have a round more to do stuff. But then you're also alone instead of being more players trying to fulfill all of the different goals you have to go for. I think this is a very, very great game. And I really like the components. I think these tiles are really great. All the wooden components and these holders you have for all of your stuff for each player. It's so easy when I have to set up the game. You're just going to give one of these for each player, and they're going to get their own board. Then they are ready to set it up and will be ready to play in no time. And then you just need to find the right tiles, and you have all of your people in this one. You only need to shuffle these. All the others, they are the same type in each of them, but these you will shuffle and put out randomly. And this is some more powerful that on the other side, they will give you victory points if you get to flip them to the other side. So you have some special things you can go for. I will also say, I think maybe these tiles, especially at the bottom, they are a bit dark. I think it could have been great if they have been a little bit more visible at the bottom part here. But of course I can see they don't want it to be too visible, because you do not get what you have at the bottom. This is just a description of what you have on the back side. And some of the tiles might be a little bit dark on these. But the text here can be a little bit difficult to read. But it's not, you can just flip it to the other side and then you can read the text. But other than that, I think the components there are really, really great. And if you have the deluxe version, you also have these very cute little ogres. They are absolutely adorable, I think. But the tiles are great. The cards, they are really good quality. So component-wise, I think the game is great. And the complexity of the game, I think it's a family-friendly game. There is some strategy in the game, but I still think it's in the lighter medium version. Not a super light game, so it's kind of medium, but you have 5 actions you need to learn, and I think it's easy to see what you can activate and then what you can do on these. So yeah, I think, and then which stats you can go up in. So an easy game to teach and learn and to play. I think this is a fun game to play, and I like that you're going to explore things and you're going to do things, and you have an engine building in this. Higher up you go on this track, this more you're going to get. So at the start of the game you're going to be slow because you can't do that much, you're not going to gain that many discs. But as the game goes by, you're going to get more and more discs, you're going to get more you can do, and you're going to get more workers you can activate. So it's building up during the game. And this version is a kind of a sequel to Endeavor Age of Sail, which is a game that I also very much enjoy playing. And I think I like this a little bit more than that one. I do also like the other one, but I like this one a little bit more because I think you can do more. On the other, you have one board, you have one map, and you're going to put out tokens at random. So it's going to be different where you have the tokens. But I like that you have the tiles here, so you're going to build it up, and it's going to be different setup for each game. And I like where you have these different goals you can go for, and also that you actually can upgrade your workers. So you have 2 sides to them, and you have the journals. So I think that they have been added a little bit more to the game, and that I enjoy. I enjoy that part of it. So I think when I compare the two, I will still keep both in my collection, but I think I like this one a little bit more than the other version. But that is a bit about what I think about this game. And as a new thing, I will do a rating. So this is for the first game that I'm going to do a rating. Normally I have not been doing ratings for my reviews, but I'm going to start to do it, and I'm going to give a game, when I review it, some pink monsters. And you can get kind of like from 0 to 5 pink monsters. So that is the rating system that I'm going to go with. And with this game here, I'm going to give it 4.5 pink monsters. So that is my rating for this game. And that was my review of Endeavor Deep Sea. Thanks for watching.